Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back with another coding challenge. This time we have a function called check speed, which is passing a parameter of speed. And here we have an imaginary speed limit of 70. If the speed remains 70 or below, then we should have in our debug console, let me just open that up actually real quick. Okay, yeah. So if the check speed is 70 and below, let's say it's 60, if we press F5, we should get an answer of OK over here. Okay, but if the speed increases above 70, then we should demerit points. So let's say it's 75, then there will be one demerit point. So for every 5 kilometer above the speed limit, we will be deducting 1 point. So we will be demeriting 1 point from the 12 points. Okay, so let's say it is 85, then there will be 3 points deducted. But what if the speed goes up to 130 and above, where the demerit points will be 12 or 12 plus? Then it should display license suspended over here in the console. Okay, there are three test cases here. The first one is that if the speed limit is 70, if the speed is 70 or below, then we will give a console message of OK. If the speed is above it, and for every 5 kilometer above, we will demerit 1 point for every 5 kilometer above the speed limit. And then if the speed reaches 130 or above, then we will say license suspended. So now I want you to pause the video and try to solve this for 10 to 15 minutes, and then come back and watch my solution. All right, welcome back. So the first condition is that if the speed limit is 70, if the speed is 70 or below, then we should return OK. So let's do that first. So we're going to write if statement. If the speed is smaller than or equals to 70, which is the speed limit, then we're going to return console.log, and we're going to return a string of OK. So now let's see if that's true. So press F5 and it is saying OK. So congratulations, your first test case is done. All right, so it's giving OK. Let's check again. So let's say we do 65, press F5, it still says OK. So anything from 70 and below, it's going to say OK. Now let's move on to the second and third test cases. So yeah, before we move on to the second and third test cases, I want to mention one more thing, that hard coding your number like this is not a good idea. So it's always better to keep your code expressive. So we're going to use a constant here. So constant speed limit equals to 70. And instead of writing hard coding 70 here, we can write speed limit. Okay. So that in future, if we want to change this number, we can just change it from here instead of changing it in different lines over here, and saving time. And hence, plus this is a best practice to just do it with create a constant and put a value and then use it everywhere. So the next thing we're going to do is that we're going to write, we're going to create a formula for demerit points. So we're going to write a formula here, speed minus speed limit, and divided by 5. So we're going to wrap this in parentheses, and we're going to say divide by 5. So this is the formula. So let me explain this formula. For example, you have a speed of 75 minus the speed limit is 70. So the answer will be 5. So if we divide 5 by 5, what will be the answer? It will be equals to 1. So this way we will be able to, let me just comment that out. So this way we will be able to find the demerit point. So for example, if this number is, instead of 75, it's 85, so then the answer will be 15. So if we divide 15 by 5, then the demerit points will be 3. So this is how we will be able to calculate the demerit points. All right. Now let's create a constant here. Constant points equals to this function. All right, and we're also going to wrap this function and call math.floor over here. So math.floor is a function which essentially just simply rounds off whatever number it is. For example, let me show you in an example. For example, console.log. If we write math.floor over here, and let's say I have 1.6 over here. So if I press F5, you can see in the console that math.floor has made this number into a single digit number. So it has removed the digit, the decimal, sorry. So it's basically rounding off the number. So whatever the number is, it's going to round it off to the smaller integer. So for example, it's 2.9, it will round it off to 2, like so. All right, so I hope you understood this concept, and let's move on. So now we have this variable, sorry, not a variable, constant called points, and this is the function. So now let's use an if statement here. If the points are greater than or equals to 12, then we are going to return on console.log license suspended. All right, so if the points are greater than or equals to 12, then we will return console.log license suspended. Else, we will return console.log equals to points. So we will just simply return points if this is not true. So, and also we are also going to have a string here called points. All right. Okay, so I forgot another thing. This number is again hard coded, so let's just create a constant for that. So let's say const kilometer per point should be equals to 5, and then we can change this one to kilometer per point. Okay. All right, now let's test our selves here. So okay, so if it's 65, it's okay. If it's 75, it should be 1. If it's, let's say, 85, it will be 0.3, as so. And let's say it's 120, it's going to be 10 points will be demerited. And if the number is 130, then it will say license suspended, because on 130 it will be 12 points. So 12 points and above, remember, it will be license suspended. Now, what if we write 71 over here? Then it's going to return 0.0. Now, what we want here is that when the score is below 75, it should still say okay. Although 0.0 is also fine, because the points will be deducted when you reach 75. So below 75, it will still be okay. So we can either leave it just like that, because this is still fine. But another way of doing it would be that instead of writing like speed is smaller than or equals to, we can say that, okay, speed is smaller than, if the speed is smaller than speed limit plus the kilometer per point, then return okay. So now if I save this and if I press F5, you can see that now on 71 it's saying okay. So even if I change it to 74, so up to 74 it will be okay. Above 74 it will start demeriting points, and on 130 and above it will suspend the license finally. So yeah guys, this is it. We're done here and all the test cases have passed. So I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching and see you in the next coding challenge. Take care. Bye.